Oh, the humanity! It's fire and it's crashing. This is the worst of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's crashing. I can hardly breathe. I have been posting snarky U.S. COVID totals on Facebook and tying them in with the populations of the United States' major metropolitan areas. I started with the annihilation of the U.S.'s 100th largest city, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and on 12/8 I posted, "Rest in peace, Anchorage. Our 73rd largest city had a population of 285,634, but Trump's COVID winning has now killed 285,751 Americans who deserve better than the lies, apathy, and insanity provided by our psychopath in chief, number 45. Hashtag MAGA, hashtag Donald Trump, hashtag winning." I got a lengthy response to my "Trump is a murdering monster" post from a friend of over 20 years. Below are some of the tidbits from his response and my replies to same. Good evening, Keith. So, I feel like I need to ask you a few questions in regards to your posts about Trump's handling of COVID. First of all, I need to state for the record, I know that this is a real virus, that the threat is real to folks with conditions, predispositions that affect the comorbidity. I don't dispute that. Most folks I know don't dispute that. But here is where we diverge, my friend. What do you think that the Biden administration would have done any differently? What do you think that the Biden administration would have done any differently? Applied science, not lied to us, not conned us, not exposed self and others needlessly, not told reporter to remove mask at press conference. The list goes on and on. The virus swept the entire globe in many countries where supposedly enlightened folks run the roost, and it still ran rapidly through them, same as us. Please look at the numbers. Your last part of this sentence, "same as us," is highly incorrect. We lead the world in per capita COVID deaths by a lot. Why? Because Trump is used to flim-flamming his way out of his horrendous actions. In our country, in the supposedly enlightened large metro areas on both coasts, the virus ran through like wildfire. True, before they had information they needed, before Trump knew the level of threat. And after Trump knew the level of threat, he decided to play off COVID because his concern was for him, not us. You like that double use of U.S.? They implemented mask mandates, lockdowns, etc., which is what other countries did, and still ended up in the same position. Again, look at the per capita numbers. If we both get in a car crash and you get a bruise on your chest from your safety belt, and I end up horridly mangled because I didn't wear mine, especially if my president government told me it was unnecessary, we do not end up the same. He knew. He covered up. He encouraged reckless actions. Our hodgepodge COVID dodge is a disgrace. If states and Fed had implemented mandatory, highly restricted COVID precautions and Trump had relied on science, we would not be where we are. We would not be approaching 300,000 dead Americans. Current count before the overnights are tallied stands at 286,895 deaths in U.S. I hope you and all the fam are doing well, and maybe someday, hopefully soon, we can get together and drink a beer, have a dinner, and discuss this in person, my friend. Until then, stay safe. Back at ya. There are huge numbers of people who refuse to see COVID as the threat it is. My posts are intentionally over the top, especially in light of Trump's egregious behaviors of late, i.e. golfing while Americans die, his lies about the election, and his incapability to admit that he makes far more terrible decisions than he does good ones. I have never loved a president until Trump. I've never felt that one, including Nixon, was all about him and F the rest of us. Trump changed that. Do I worship old man Biden? Not even close. But I have absolute faith that he will try to look out for us to the best of his abilities within the parameters of his proclivities, some of which will drive me crazy. Ooh, ooh. Stay safe.